I completed an Animal Crossing island in 30 days. Or, that's the plan, anyway. I have never finished an Animal Crossing island ever, and I've had the game for almost 5 years now, so that's completely unacceptable. We're changing that. However, like all of the 30-day challenges that have come before me, I have a few ground rules. Number 1, every tile on my island must be intentionally decorated by October 31st. Number 2, once a build is done, it cannot be changed until after the October 31st deadline. I have a very bad habit of nitpicking things that I've built once I've built them, and I will not be allowing myself to do that this time around. We simply do not have the time. Number 3, all the villagers on my island on October 31st must be villagers from my mood board, and, more importantly, they must come from Nook Miles Islands. And why do I specify that? Because number 4, I am allowing myself time traveling and treasure islands for this 30-day challenge. However, because I am allowing myself to get items and materials from treasure islands, rule number 5, we have to have a 5-star island by October 31st. I feel like that's the only way I can really justify letting myself use treasure islands, but how hard can it be, right? All right, now that we all know what's at stake here, let's jump into day 1. Obviously, before we can get to actually decorating the island, we have to first have the island. So I went ahead and gave Timmy and Tommy all my information, my childhood pet's name, the street I grew up on, you know, the usual, and went ahead and designed my little character, and I think she looks so cute this time around. Like, look at her. Isn't she adorable? But now onto the main event, where we actually get to pick out our island. I stared at the screen for way too long, and eventually picked the island that I had looked at first anyways. And now for the main event, let's go check out the island! Now the oranges I'm not a big fan of, but that doesn't really matter that much. And another thing I'm really not liking is this ugly green airport. But we are going ahead and sticking with this island for reasons that I will reveal in the next couple episodes. But for now, let's actually talk to our new neighbors. How are we doing? So we have Deirdre and Louie with his cheeks fully out. And with that, the three of us hustled our buns over to the plaza and made ourselves ready for Tom Nook's presentation. As much as this early game is very slow and tedious, it's also like kind of calming to just be able to take things slow and easy for the first couple days of the game. I like it. We will certainly be wishing we had more of this relaxed downtime throughout the month. Except by we, I mean me. You guys will hopefully find it entertaining. But anyways, I got my tent from Mr. Tommy and then set up my little spot over here on the beach. No one is surprised. I don't feel like having to move structures around constantly, so on the beach we go. Oh my gosh, my little character looks so freaking cute. Of all the starter outfits you can get in the game, this is definitely one of the cuter ones. I love this little outfit, and I match my tent. I talked to Deirdre and got her set up, you guessed it, on the beach. And then eventually found Louie and also put him on the beach. We're all in this together, besties. And with the tent's place, I was yanked back to the plaza for yet another presentation. Nook, can we just condense the presentations, please? I don't have enough of an attention span for you to ask me to sit still and not do anything for this long, okay? Case in point, when I was told to grab branches, I literally spent 15 minutes weeding all of the accessible part of my island because I cannot focus on one task to save my life. Which is also apparent in the fact that I've never finished an Animal Crossing island and I've had the game since launch. Woo! Come on, Ashley. Focus. I presented Tom with all 10 branches and all of the oranges before he even asked. I know, such an overachiever. One cute little thing I did notice while I was collecting those oranges, by the way, is that before you talk to Tom Nook, they show up as oranges with a question mark, and I just thought that was funny. It's not new, but it entertained me. And oh my god, we are already at the point where I get to reveal the name for the island. I was not ready for this. I did not remember that this came up so quickly. Alright, Thomas, blah 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 island, blah 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 democracy. I am freaking out right now. Can we get to the point? Now, despite being up against the likes of Swoleville, Tommytown, and Guitarboro, Edelwood took the vote by storm. Thank you. Thank you. I'm very good at what I do. Thank you. And as much as I want to just yap about the theme for this island because I'm so excited, I told myself that we're going to wait until we hit the 3-star mark and can actually unlock the terraforming and doing most of the areas on our island. So first things first, we got to get through the main storyline of the game, but I am super excited to eventually share that with you guys. You're more than welcome to guess in the comments. Drop some guesses down below. Let me know what you think we're working on. But let's put all that aside for now and continue celebrating our first night on Edelwood. Back to the game. I spent some time this evening talking to our neighbors again, getting to know everyone a little bit more, and eventually made our way to bed, only to be rudely awoken by none other than Thomas Nook himself. And we know the drill. He's gonna give me a Nook phone and talk about how everything's all inclusive in this package and then foot me with the bill. Thanks, Thomas. Thanks. Now it's time to just earn ourselves our 5,000 Nook miles and get ready to move the story along as quickly as we can to reach that 3 stars. And I intend on doing whatever it takes to get these Nook miles as fast as possible. Go on a deserted island getaway, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Okay, but surely the person in charge has a plan for when someone injures themselves, right? No, you only care about the money. Well, at least I didn't get stung in the face for nothing. Hey, and that means we're finally getting our tent upgraded to a house, so life of luxury. And not the least important thing that comes with paying off our first home loan is our ability to access stuff from Nook Shopping, which is a very big deal. I use this opportunity to go ahead and order myself a wetsuit, which is going to be extraordinarily important to access the rest of my island in this early game without the vaulting pole. Let me cook. You'll see what I mean. All right, next on the list, catch some bugs. And with that, Blathers has an inbound flight directly to the Edelwood Airport. Oh, but I can't place his tent yet, for reasons. Alright, but now that he's on his way, that's basically all we can do for this in-game day, so time to go ahead and skip forward to tomorrow, where we will collect our wetsuit, equip our wetsuit, and finally place down Blathers' tent. Now, this is kind of a big deal because my plan is to keep his tent as the actual tent. I'm not going to upgrade the museum at all, which I've never done before, so I'm kind of nervous. But I learned that you can't move the tent after you place it. So I hope I like it here because it's staying here forever. No pressure. Alright, but with the tent placed, it's time for me to take a quick dinner break, so I will catch you in a few hours for me and in 1 second for you. After dinner, we met Gulliver for the first time and agreed to help him find his communicator parts, which we did. And speaking of birds that seem to talk way too much, we went over and met Mr. Blathers officially. Now, Blathers, I hate to break it to you, but I am going to crush your dreams of opening a museum because your tent is cute. I hope that that is okay with you. Oh, and also I need you to assess these fossils for me, but I'm not gonna donate any of them to you. Thanks, bye! It's not all for nothing though, because I took those fossils and deployed my tried and true strategy. Not mine, I'm not the first one to do this, but the strategy of placing down assessed fossils all over my island to count as expensive decoration to help us get to 3 stars quicker. The last time I tried this trick, whenever I checked my island evaluation, I was actually at 4 stars my first try, so fingers crossed that we get that lucky again. We need to get a lot more fossils before we get to that though. After that, I crafted myself a little vaulting pole, vaulted across the river to the back side of my island, and spent another half an hour weeding my island. Can we tell that I like simple repetitive tasks? And next up is kind of a momentous occasion. I took our first trip of the island to a treasure island because I needed resources for the shop and some flowers to help get us started on getting to that 3 stars. And after a couple quick flights back and forth, I was back on my island and ready to give all of the new shop materials to Mr. Timmy. Yeah, I got them all at once. Totally on my own. Here you go. Don't worry, Timmy. I have the perfect location in mind for the shop. Dang it. Okay. I have the second best location in mind for the shop. As far as the gifts that you gave me in reward for helping you build the shop, these are also part of my strategy of anything that can be placed outside as decoration will be placed outside as decoration. And that just about wraps up day 1. I hope you guys are interested to follow me along throughout this 30-day series because I am super excited to get to building and actually working on the island. But yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube jazz if you want to stay up to date with the series, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye!